Good afternoon. It's June 28th, 2023. Um, I'm starting a little early today. This is the only time I'm really going to be able to do it. But I think today we're just going to have a range day, um, with this being the highs and this being the lows, making the midline just about at the closing price from yesterday. Um, you can see if you drag the lows up to match the closing price, that looks pretty good too. But I just drew it, the highs and lows exactly, and that midline prices are responding to it. So we'll take a look. Not a whole lot of trades again today. Yesterday there were not a lot of good trades. So we started out in this overnight range, and a couple hours before market open, we get this breakout. Uh, you could have, let's see, what time? Oh no, 8 a.m. So 8 a.m. comes in this downturn right here. So there's nothing in there that I see. If you take this second entry short right here, you're going low, short into the lows. So that's never a good idea. You probably have this. However, I will say, because we broke out to the high side, perhaps you're expecting a slight breakout to the low side. But we already had a slight breakout right here. So it's risky. You might consider it though. You get a clear break right here and move to a new low. And then we get this channel of correction. And what this could be is one leg here and then a second leg up before it sells off. It's not too clear, but that could be it. And also, I mean, it could be flatter like that. Overshoot leads to a break, and that looks pretty good too. uh, um, I think what happened is probably people looked at this as a second entry and they liked that low risk bar, 3 ticks. Wow. Yeah, 3 tick signal bar. So they just went short, took a risk, and the risk paid off. So we're just chopping on both sides of the EMA here. We actually have a second entry short right here, so I like that one. Problem is it didn't make a new high, and that's probably why I didn't see it when I was originally looking at it. We also got two dojis, but this is a pretty strong move down. So you'd think that prices might test this low, and that's what happened. But, prices are flip-flopping on both sides of the EMA. We shoot up here, test this support level, a lot of overlap here, so I don't like that. A lot of dojis, not clear what's happening. We come down here, test this level of support. There's clearly some type of double test here, and then it bounces. And so it rockets up. This is a clear channel. Slight overshoot leads to a break. I don't think there's enough room to go short here. Yeah, there's 4 ticks. Let's take a better look. So the bias at this point is down, but I'd be expecting prices to test this price level, so I probably wouldn't take that. And this is a nice move up. So when you get this second entry long, I'd probably sit tight because of how sharp this move is down and it shoots below the EMA. But then maybe you would consider this one. I don't like that signal bar. And then when you get the higher low, one problem might be is you're looking at this price level. You can see some buyers started taking their profits right here. So I'd be a little worried about that. But the higher low, I'd probably be looking to at least go to this price level. You can see people took some profits there too. So I like that one, and you can see a lot of people like that. That starts a pretty strong move up. We get a break, 2 legs back, no signal bar, unfortunately, to go long on. And then we're chopping on both sides of the EMA. And we're finding support at this midline. You wouldn't have known that that was the midline at this point, though. So we get another leg down. I like this one. I mean, this is one of the closing prices from yesterday. That's at the price at 1 p.m. So we get a quick double test off that. And it looks like there's 1650, about 4 ticks back to the EMA. So that might be one you take a chance on. You can see a lot of people like that. You wouldn't have got a runner, unfortunately. Or would you have? Yeah, you actually would have gotten a runner on that. So like Mac always says, those pay off. I was wondering if there was a channel there. I mean, a lot of people would probably look at this as something, and they probably trapped a bunch of people, like a bunch of new traders on that. So that's what prices bounce for some whatever reason. I mean, maybe you take that one too. That's a second entry long, a lot of room back to the EMA. Prices are clearly flip-flopping. Hard to say whether the bias is up or down at this point because we just tested those highs. But it rockets up. Check out this trap right here. Again, right at that price level. You get a low risk bearish bar far from the EMA. And prices just keep on going. So let's look at the difference between this one and this one. Here you can see there's room back to the top of this trend channel, whereas here there isn't. That's right on the trend channel. So those are some differences between those two. But anyway, we keep going higher, come up here. You get a second entry long, but the signal bar is no good. And then we make another leg up. And I don't think you can go long or short up here, especially when we're flip-flopping that like we did down here. This is probably a range. Inconsistent highs and lows, but you can see the midline of this closing price. So that makes this trade look better. Makes this trade look worse though. But yeah, prices just sell off here. And you get confirmation down here. And that leads, or not leads, but that eventually we get a break of the channel. First entry, second entry, not a great setup. This is very congested, but we're expecting a new low, so maybe you take that, and you're also pretty high. You're selling high, so I mean, there's reason to like that, and you can see a lot of people liked it. And then you get a second entry short, but you already have a break of this channel and a move to a new low. But I mean, I would probably think prices are going to at least test this level and probably the opening price. So that's what happens. So really we get 2 legs down to a new low. And then prices just start to reverse, and they've been going sideways. So there were 2 price levels off the lows. This looked like the channel, but then there was a flatter channel off the highs. I think you just gotta, when in doubt, go with the lows. So this is a confirmed channel. You can see that midline price is working there. So we come all the way up here, and you're far from the EMA. Prices pull back to the EMA. No setup here. I don't think you can take this, even though it kind of looks like one leg, some congestion, and a second leg down, and then you get a higher low. I don't like it. This is below the EMA. It's not clear what's going on right now, but prices do bounce. Then you get this congestion, and stuff, and you get a first entry, second entry, but we're in no man's land. If you look at this channel, and the reason I drew this so high was because of the midline. If you want to draw it down here, even still, that's no man's land, and you're just at the midline. So I think that's dangerous, and that's what would keep you out of this second entry long. Also, look at all these dojis. Prices pull back to the trend channel. They bounce a little bit before trapping more longs, and then they sell off. And now we're going lower again. Here's a look at the signal bar today. So I do believe, I mean, we don't know yet, but I do believe that this is one leg down. So we might get a move to a new low and bounce. We might get a second leg down. But here's what we're looking at right now. So here's one last look. Hope everyone had a great day. I'll be back hopefully tomorrow.